Asshole. Hello,
Oh, wait.
Internets. I'm Joe.
Oh shit. Hold on. Let's restart.
Oh
Ike
God,
said
Ike, what
something
did you
really
need to say?
important.
We're
Oh,
so
sorry. I'm sorry. It's my
That's
Engage broke, but I got an Engage.
an
okay.
Engage.
Yeah,
What is that?
it's kind of
Is
like
that
an
the new
Engage.
version of the Engage?
No, he got an Xperia Play.
Ooh, Xperia Play. That's like the new PSP.
Yeah. It's like a PSP without buttons or games or the functions of a telephone.
Oh wow. So you got one of those now, Ike?
Yeah.
It's funny. A friend of the show, Kyle, just bought his live-in girlfriend a Nokia N-Gage as well. So pretty soon I'm going to be the only one I know who doesn't have a Nokia N-Gage.
We'll just send you all of our N-Gages, and you could just keep
I have to go to all these parties for people who bought Nokia N-Gages for people.
Oh my gosh. So if you didn't catch it last week, Ike totally got engaged. And Ike, I wanted to ask the question, how did you do it? Was it romantic? Did you just do it in a dark, slimy room? Like, what did you do to get engaged?
Dark Slimy Room's usually how you play.
Say yes
Engage.
if you want to get out of this bunker. The doors are locked. They're magnetically sealed until you say yes.
Nailed it. Except I just put her in the basement, locked her in a cage. But same difference.
Jeez, wow. Well, you really did. That doesn't surprise me that that's the way it went, Ike.
I
So
forced them
She was excited, like, I assume?
Yeah,
Like,
to get out of
to
that
get her
cage.
engaged. Yeah, she was super excited until she realized there was no games for it. That
No,
were
you got
playing.
like a cool ring and shit like that. Like, is it a Zelda one? I think I saw.
Yeah, and we talked about it at the end of the show.
Well, I didn't. We didn't
You were
really
there.
talk about it.
But we did.
When are you gonna get married? Like, when is the marriage day happening? When do I have to fly to Boston or Massachusetts or wherever?
It'll be in the summertime, two summers. from now,
Oh
probably.
God, of course. 2 summers from now?
Yeah, this summer we're thinking about going to Australia, maybe.
Oh, dude, why didn't you propose in Australia?
Because I didn't want to wait that long.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes enough
I'm trying to
sense.
figure out what the hell this thing is. I mean, I know it's Overwatch, but I got it in the BlizzCon bag, and I don't know what it is. Like, I'm
The
not
bl-
sure
oh.
if it's a sticker or what the hell it is. It's
You
really,
should
like,
put-
confusing to me.
Ike is holding up an Overwatch logo. I've been playing so much Overwatch lately.
Yeah? What do
Yeah.
you think of it?
I do like it. I like it a lot. In fact, it's weird because I like healing. I'm not usually the healer guy, but I love playing like the Krishna robot
God
Krishna. healing.
Complex. I love God Complexes. That's why I play healers in games. You just wait till somebody's a douchebag. Like, man, why did you ever heal me? Like, yeah, well, watch me continue not to heal you.
Yeah. It's weird. I know what you mean because I haven't played a lot lately, but the bits what I was playing, I was kind of enjoying playing the tank, which is normally not my thing in like these kinds of shooters. I'm usually a healer, but running around as the Rhinox or whatever he is, and the pink-haired lady with the laser gun,
Oh, she's pretty cool. I like healing her.
yeah, there's something about even playing Winston a little bit. And he's not as great for damage, but yeah. Something
See,
about
I peg you as a Winston, Eric. I look at Eric and I think he's gonna play Winston. I just feel like
I
that's
like-
your guy.
I like the character. I
And-
like
and,
his
just
abilities. I don't like his gun. I'm not a big fan because it doesn't do a lot, and you can't really like. It's not like aim it at people. It's just because it's like.
In this
chain
game,
lightning.
Winston is like he's a gorilla. Just Google it. But yeah, he's a gorilla with glasses and he's like super smart and he has a gun.
I prefer Diva. I've been having a lot of fun playing her. Who doesn't like walking around in a mech suit that flies?
Oh yeah, is that who's the J-pop girl?
Yeah, it's Diva.
Yeah, that's a cool mech suit thing. That's pretty fun.
She's,
She was fun
she's
to
a
play.
gamer. She's a gamer who was drafted into the military.
So I like that Bastion robot turret thing that just sits there and just beats the crap out of stuff. And
Let me
then
get my shocked face out. You like the robot tank, and you like playing Sergeant Hammer. I think I'm noticing a trend.
I can't help that I like what I like. So, but the other thing I like playing is that robot Krishna that I don't remember his name, but he's a pretty cool healer. He has really low health though. Yeah, we have. By the
You
way,
can
welcome
put
to the
your balls
show.
on people.
He does. He does. He throws balls at people. That's how he wins. Welcome to the show. Just cool enough, guys. It was kind of a weird intro, right?
We didn't
Am
even
I
say
right?
names.
I know. Like I'm Joe.
Nope.
Oh,
I
I'm
wasn't
fine.
ready. I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to participate in the show, you could send us an email, or also you could join our Facebook group. That's been kind of getting bigger too. But our email address is theshow@justcoolenough.com. We have 2 emails this week.
We do, but when's a visual email?
Yeah, I just read the bottom part of that one.
But, all right, well, way behind from Fuzzy Nuggets to Dunkor, Speedy F40, Masshole, as you referred to yourself in the last episode I listened to. Scroll. The only comment I have right now is that since the 300th episode, the use of Troll You Later should do just that to be used later. I am think of never again, and you should return to the root of the show and the traditional sign of fuck you. It's painful to listen to knowing that the troll could pop up at any time.
So
so keep entertaining as always, and fuck off until later. F Nugget.
Well, I agree. I mean, I think it was kind of it was a joke we came up with, and I was kind of playing around with it a little bit over the past few episodes. But I think, I mean, definitely starting this at troll you later.
No, that I saw that coming a mile away. That's gross. That was a terrible joke. Eric, you're. For the audio listeners, they don't see the visual side of things. Eric,
I did something amazing, and I whipped out my modest dick.
Modest dick.
Well, I mean,
is that your troll's name? Modest Dick? Is it like Modest Mouse, kind of, but different?
Oh, right.
The desert's melting, but I still troll you later.
We'll all float on.
Yeah, we'll all troll later.
Oh, really quick, before I read the second email, speaking of being a dick, this past Saturday I went to a huge, well, not huge, I went to a semi-big, like, gaming group. They had a Power Up 8, which is this, on campus where I used to go to school. They have all the gaming society comes together. They raise money to give, or gifts to give to kids in need during the holidays. So they invite everyone to come in, and everyone's there playing their different games on the different systems. Totally played Overwatch there. Like, everyone's like, oh man, I wish I could play Overwatch. I'm like, you mean like this? And like, what the fuck? How? I'm like, you want to play Overwatch? Like, yeah. I'm like, too bad, it's my computer. And I just kept playing Overwatch in front of everyone.
You're that guy. You're that kid. The kid who brings over his copy. Like he's like, hey, let's hang out. I'll bring over my Nintendo 64. And then you have GoldenEye, but you only have one controller, and you won't let anyone else play.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. That's a terrible
thing.
Well,
I mean, Ryle, our one of our listeners / friends, Ryle also had it, so we could play Overwatch together. He felt really bad about playing it.
I don't know about / friend.
He felt really bad about playing it in front of people, and I didn't.
I feel, like I just, even that I'm in the alpha and stuff like that, I feel bad playing that when somebody's like, hey, you want to play Heroes? And I'm like, actually, fuck you, I want to play Overwatch, sorry. Like, actually, Overwatch is so much fun right now.
It's because there's such a small group of people out there, so you don't have to worry about all the assholes playing the game. By the way, I'm going to go play the game now. Bye.
Smoking like a true asshole. That totally works.
The second email from Austin says, just lie enough? So, Joe, It's been about 2 weeks since you said, Austin, I will get an email about buying your EVE account. What's the deal? Okay. By the way, I think we need an Eric's opinion on Fallout 4.
I would love an Eric's opinion on Fallout 4.
I'd like an Eric's opinion on just about anything, really.
I mean, he gives his opinion,
except
but
about
I don't think
doing opinions. I don't care about Eric's opinion about doing Eric's opinions unless it's in the form of an Eric's opinion.
I'm gonna do an Eric's opinion, a Joe's opinion of Eric's opinion.
Yeah.
Review. I'll just review all of Eric's opinions. Like, my series will be based off of Eric's series that he did for.
If you go back and watch this one, it was kind of nice because he started using all those cool After Effects. Where he
I remember when he.
I really liked this one.
Yeah, that was really cool. How he had a shootout in his garage next to that Cavalier.
Yeah.
That was fun, Eric. I really liked those. You should totally do one.
I still drive that car. I often consider. I mean, they're just a lot of work.
Dude, they're a lot of work, but like, man, just you don't have to commit to once a week. Just make a good one every once in a while.
Oh, that's. Oh, I have to make one of them good.
Okay, well, just make a marginal one. Shoot for the not even the stars. Shoot for the. Just do it.
just go.
Just don't really shoot for anything. Just kind of just put something out there.
Okay.
Don't be a teacher, Joe.
Why?
You can't even do math. That's okay. Just like put some numbers together and I don't know, throw some letters in there. Fucking whatever.
You did great. I'm having a hard time encouraging you because your skills are so lacking. I'm demotivational. Like I work really well with specific children, but regular kids, I can't connect with them. They're just not on my level. I would be a terrible teacher.
Yep. As you are terrible at all sorts of things.
Well, yeah. I'm only good at a very specific set of things, so I've just kind of honed those skills in over the years, and I've become kind of marginal, really. What's the sound of the show?
So did you want to talk about your idea for a new podcast? Because you brought it up, but then didn't tell me what you were talking about.
So listen, Joe spent a half hour prepping for the show. I expect a fucking great show because he didn't want to play games with me because he was prepping for the big show. So what do you got, Joe? Let's screw the other thing. I want to see what you got prepped. What are these stories that you've been, putting together?
There's the technical side of things, preparing the site and everything, like people going over to justcoolenough.com/live and participating in our live chat room.
Which you put in an email for Eric and I to do like 2 seconds before the show started. So the other 29 minutes and 58 seconds of the of the time before the show, Joe, what were you?
I got important stuff to do. I have to drink. I have to stay hydrated. I know that sounds like drinking, but it's different. I got a lot of stuff to do. No, we had a couple topics that we haven't got to. I know. So I'm moving out of this house, right? Like this is the last time we're gonna see this room on this show. This is it. I'm moving out, and we are moving in with my in-laws. So Sarah's mom and dad are gonna be taking us into the home.
Do they know that you're moving in with them?
Well, we just started moving in stuff, and they're like, "Oh, okay, this is happening." So now this is happening, and it's temporary until we find.
That's kind of the opposite of how my dad left us.
Oh God, that's really sad. Do you want us to keep talking about that, or should I keep going?
No, keep going.
Okay. Just making sure, Eric. I mean, if you want to talk feels, we have time.
I'm dead inside.
I know. We all know, but that's why we love you so much.
That's what After Effects are good for. It makes you look like you have feelings.
Mm-hmm.
After Effects. We should After Effects some tears and stuff on Eric's face. Look at he feels things. He's not an emotional robot all the time. Anyway, so yeah, we're moving in with with my in-laws, so Sarah's mom and dad, and I was wondering if you guys had any maybe advice or just they're great. I love them a bunch, but I don't want to get on their nerves, so I'm gonna try to lay low. But that's really hard for me. It's hard for me to lay low.
I thought you meant for getting on people's nerves.
It's really hard for me to not get on people's nerves. So,
boy, howdy. Don't we know that?
Yes, sorry. If I apologize profusely, maybe it'll be something. But, I mean, did you guys ever live with in-laws? You guys ever, I don't know, Eric, you have the most experience living with parents, so I was hoping that you would have some sort of...
I got 30 years of experience doing that.
Oh, yeah, you have 30 years of experience.
Yeah, but now it's different when it's your parents. It's with somebody else's parents, it's...
I mean, do you have you ever lived with in-laws? You spend.
He kind of, sort of, currently does, sort of. His girl or fiance's dad owns the building he lives in.
Right.
Well, I would argue the fact that I'm not even married it'd be impossible for me to live with any in-laws.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't have any.
I don't know.
I lived when I was with my last girlfriend. I stayed with her parents for the summer and lived in their house while I worked at a summer camp nearby. That was all right. And then I spent a little bit of time living in Amanda's parents' basement one summer while I waited to go to Sicily.
So you kind of did that. Well, I mean, what you got any pointers? Other than take a shower and stuff.
Well, I mean, are you staying in a basement?
Well, that's the thing.
Attic?
I'm staying in Sarah's childhood room. That's where the room's gonna be, and then, yeah, and then all my stuff. I really don't even know where I'm gonna set up this computer. The next time I actually broadcast, because I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks. As soon as the show's done, I'm gonna play some games with you guys, and then I'm tearing everything down and. 2 weeks go by, we're going to be out of this house, I'm going to be living with in-laws, I will have been to Germany and Italy, and then, my whole life's going to be different. I'm going to be, coming to you live from a dark basement somewhere in southern Michigan. That's what's going to happen. And, I don't know, it's going to be weird.
There's just be as super helpful as possible with the in-laws, because you can only, brownie points.
I know,
brownie points.
I'm trying. I did, but I gotta try to build up a wealth of them because it's only a matter of time before it's like, Joe, actually, okay, so this is one of my coworkers gave me this piece of advice. They said, you could always put like a couple socks or like a teddy bear in between the floor, in between the bedboard and the wall. That always helps. I'm like, what?
Just take her childhood teddy bear, shove it in between the wall, and take her childhood innocence away.
Yeah, I was just like, that's gonna be weird.
You're like, thanks, Mike. I was more like talking about like should I pitch in on groceries? But yeah, no, fucking their daughter and.
Well, no, the funny part was he looked me up and down and he said, actually, you probably need like a body pillow or something. I'm like, oh god damn.
I'm like, again, I was more like groceries and like living room etiquette was more what I was thinking. But thanks, man.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. You have a great day. So that's the kind of advice I've been receiving from people around me. So I don't. If the listeners out there, if they have done anything like that, that would be helpful. Because right now, that's the only thing I have. So
I think better yet, we want all of the bad. We want bad advice for Joe. What shouldn't he do? Or what should he do that's just in bad taste? You should just walk around the house naked all the time. Be like, hey, listen, I did this at my old place. Home sweet home. Thanks, Dad. And walk up and give him a hug and walk away.
Oh, God. I don't think I've ever hugged Sarah's dad. Yeah, like not out of like spite or hate or anything. It's just he's not a touchy-feely guy.
A manly handshake? Is that what you're saying, or there's just no?
I've done a manly handshake before, but never a hug. And it's really weird because, as you can imagine, coming from an Italian-American family where we're like fucking hugging and kissing each other.
Is on both cheeks?
Yeah, so like I came into Sarah's family and it was like, wait, you don't have to say hello to everyone as soon as you enter the party, and you don't have to say goodbye to everyone when you leave. It doesn't take 30 minutes to say hello and 30 minutes to say goodbye. This is weird. Also, why isn't there...
It's only 30 Italian families. In Portuguese families, it's at least an hour.
Well, that's what it is. It's like, all right, we gotta... Like, Sarah tells me an hour in advance when I'm at her thing, like, hey, we gotta go. I'm like, oh, okay. And then it's like, I start making my rounds. Hey, goodbye, see ya, goodbye. Ike knows because of the Portuguese ties, so...
Yeah, it's no fun. Because I'm like, man, I can only take like 3 hours in large group family get-togethers. Not because I don't like her family. I just have problems. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready to like wrap this up. She's like, okay, I'm gonna say goodbye. And then she goes back to like a conversation for a while. I'm
hour and a half
okay,
later.
It's been like 45 minutes. Like I'm ready to go. She's like, okay, we'll go. Then an hour later, she's like, okay, goodbye, Grandma. Goodbye, Auntie. Goodbye. Goodbye. Like watching the end of the show where they say goodnight to everyone on the Brady Bunch.
That's it's kind of like that. And so that's been a really weird transition. It's also really convenient too. Like I don't that was one of those white people transitions. I married into this family. Like I just didn't understand.
You just wave bye, and then everyone was bye, and then you just walk away.
Yeah, and then I'm like, wait a second. So you don't leave the house and say goodbye to everybody and like honk the horn 3 times, and everybody comes out to the curb and says, waves good. Like that's not. Like that was my norm for like 26, 24 years or whatever. Like so I didn't know any better. That was weird. It was weird. So maybe I'll bring some of my traditions to their house. Like we're gonna have pasta.
They don't want that. From being on the flip side, I don't want that.
My traditions are great. We're gonna have Where's Your Shirt Wednesday. That's a tradition. Throw your shirt away Thursday. Find your shirt Friday.
God damn it, Joe. Put on a shirt Tuesday.
Yeah. Joe, why is their hair all over the place? Monday. And then Sunday's just kind of a day,
That's the day you relax.
Monday.
Yeah, you gotta relax one of those days. Where's Your Shirt Wednesday? And Thirsty Thursdays.
Yeah.
That's for drinking.
That's the day you get completely shit-faced.
That's why it's Where's Your Shirt Wednesday, Thirsty Thursdays, and then Find My Shirt Friday. It's like So that's the plan, guys. I'm from the chat room. Suggestion is Tales from Your Mother's Basement. That might be like Tales from Your Mother-in-Law's Basement. It could be that way. So that's.
I just think you should just stay. You need to bring her family's traditions to your family, so you just like bye.
I like that. I like that tradition. That makes me feel like it's so convenient. I'm like, man, these white people, they don't feel offended if you don't say goodbye to them. That's really weird. Like Eric does it all the time. He does the Irish goodbye. Like,
That's the way to do it.
We'll be playing a game, and then Eric's just like, fuck off. And then it's just gone. I'm like, what?
No, mostly it's that. See, that is my computer crashed, and I go, fuck it. I don't feel like logging back in.
That's what he says. His computer crashes, but he really just holds down the power button. And it's like, well, I don't know what happened.
No, he disconnects his internet so he doesn't get like a DK or whatever. Or just, fuck these guys. Boop. That's the. I heard you. Who called it an Irish goodbye? Like, was that you?
Yeah, that's the standard term for it.
Yeah.
That's when you just leave and not tell anybody.
I do it at like holiday parties at school. Everyone's like Christmas. We all get together. We're hanging out for holiday parties, drinking whatever, and then you just kind of quietly slip out the back door. And then when everyone's like, "Oh, fuck, where did so and so go?" You're like, "Well, he must have left." But then nobody feels like, "Fuck, Joe didn't say goodbye to me," because Joe didn't say goodbye to anybody. He just left.
I like that. That's cool. So next time this is what's gonna happen. This is my plan. Next time I'm at a family get together, I'm gonna tell we're all telling stories, we're all laughing, having a good time. As soon as I tell the funny joke and everybody laughs, I'm just gonna kind of fade out into existence. So I always leave on a high note.
I can just see you're gonna fuck it up now. You're gonna tell the joke without the punchline, and everyone's like, turn around. I don't know what's the punchline, Joe, and you're just gonna be gone.
I haven't perfected the Irish goodbye.
No, it's gonna. What's gonna happen is Joe's gonna go. He's gonna start telling a story, and people gonna feel like they're into it, and it's not gonna go anywhere. It's probably gonna either be weird, stupid, or slightly racist, and people are just gonna look at you, and then you're just gonna go, be sweating profusely, and then slowly walk backwards while everybody watches you, like hit it, knock over a lamp and smash it, and go, and then just dart out the door, and then you're like. Irish goodbye.
I did it. I finally did it.
That's when you go for an abortion goodbye. You just have somebody grab you by a giant hook and just pull you out the door.
Sometimes I wish
we call that midnight at the Apollo.
Is that what it's called? What's this? Does somebody get the stick kind of thing? Like, what is that called?
I don't know what it's officially called, but they kind of do that at the Apollo Theater. They have whenever you're doing real shit, they have a guy come out with the stick, and then they have just some dude tap dance you, and then some dude with the stick grabs you and pulls you off.
That actually happens?
Yeah, that's that place is brutal. Performing there is kind of a fucking brutal thing.
Man, so they don't fuck around. If you're not hitting it, then it's over for you.
Yeah.
That's exactly like this show.
Yep.
The same thing. We don't tolerate shows that are just grab the cane now and get them out of here.
Nope, we don't tolerate it. So anyway, if we just continue on without Joe.
You didn't even do the music for me. You just turned me off. There should have been Eric should have tap danced and then the mute button happened. There at least has to be some fanfare to it or something. You can't just do it like that.
Sorry, we only have a limited budget here at the show. We can only do one of the three things. We can only mute you, fanfare, or have Eric tap dance. We can't cover the whole three, the trifecta.
We could do the sound effect though.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's that stupid bullshit's in this.
Yeah, it's I could be like, "Hey guys, this is a funny joke by Joe," and then you guys are like, "Fuck off." Huh? Yeah.
I believe we're looking for troll you later.
Oh.
Eric's trying really hard to be still. Just pretend he's frozen.
No, I'm trying to look for. I was like, what's that thing again?
I think it's called Hangout Toolbars. I was sticking around with it. So. Eric, I think you put this in here. It's Mystery Science Theater 3K Kickstarter.
Yeah, I was looking at that the other day.
Yeah, I saw that, and initially I was excited, but then I got less excited the more I found out about it because I don't know. It's they were like, we need $2.5 million to make 3 episodes. And I'm like, okay, and if you give us $5.5 million, we'll make 12 episodes. I'm like, what?
How does that math work?
And then it's then they're like, by the way, none of the people who were originally in it are gonna star in it. We're gonna have a completely new cast. And you're like, what? And then it's just like, I mean, the idea, like, just like everybody jumped on it, and it like got 100% funded in like 6.5 seconds. But I feel like it's one of those things. Like, I don't know how many people looked. I thought people looked at it and probably thought, oh, it says exactly, you give it all the money, and then didn't. I don't know if they looked into it as well as I did, but I was like, this kind of, I don't know, seems a little more like not exactly what I thought it was gonna be, and
So, has there been backlash on the internet about this thing?
not really, because they were very open about what it is. It's not like other Kickstarter, like sometimes there's like big video game companies, they'll be like, this Kickstarter does this thing, and then they're lying. I mean, he's been very open about, like, this is what, like, I need this amount of money to make this, which it seems like too much money. Like, I don't know why it takes $2.5 million or whatever to make. It's a pretty cheap show to make, from what I remember watching. And
Wasn't that part of the charm of it? It's like they took.
I don't know, but some of it might have to do with the rights and stuff. I don't know. I don't know how it's all, but and it's not like he lied about anything. The guy who originally, and they just when it popped up last week, I was like, I don't know how I feel about all this, but I've had time to be like, yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not giving any money to it because it doesn't need my money. I don't know what it's at, but I'm sure it's $1 bajillion. But I'll just look at it right now while I'm talking about it. But they talked about how they're going to get a new cast of people. Yeah, it's already past $2 million, so we'll get those episodes. And apparently, he wants. He's looking for new people to head it, which is kind of interesting. And one of the people he's suggesting is maybe Jonah Hill, he's a comedian. He hosts The Meltdown, which is a show on Comedy Central, and also a live comedy show in Los Angeles. And he does some other stuff on the internet, and he's pretty funny. I think he would be a really interesting addition to this. And
have you looked at like the different tiers?
The different kinds of Jonah Hill there are.
No, if you go down to like the bottom tier of what you can get on Kickstarter, it's like for $10,000 X, Y, and Z, and the next one's like $10,000. And then if you read the fine print, it's like, oh, well, we'll name you as an executive producer. By the way, it's $25,000, but Kickstarter won't let us charge more than $10,000, so we'll be in contact with you to get the remaining $15K, and you can be listed as a producer on the show. I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, why does Kickstarter limit that? That's kind of weird.
I don't know. But yeah, it seemed like people fucking, like, it just exploded on the internet and everyone's like, give it all the money! I was like, wait a minute. This doesn't, hold on 1 second. Oh
my god. So you're not funding it. It's already funded. That's fine.
It's already got enough money. It doesn't need my money.
Okay, so Eric, you told me about this little awesome show called Rick and Morty, and you're like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, this little awesome show?
Yeah, like, this was a while ago. You mentioned this. You're like, yeah, Rick and Morty's awesome. It's really cool. I'm like, yeah, it is. That's really great. It's just fading out.
It's like the Cat in the Hat. I mean, like, there's a Cheshire Cat. You're like, hey.
He's playing around with all the filters for the audio listeners. He's fading in and out of Venice. I will be in Venice.
Dream sequence.
But anyway, it's like, dude, Rick and Morty, that show's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
how am I the only one that hasn't heard about it?
It's a brilliant show.
Brilliant is not an understatement. I have had guttural laughs. It's been hilarious. It's awesome.
It's not just funny. When you rewatch it and you start to realize how smart it is as well.
It's so smart. There's so many like quick, really smart jokes that are just slid in there really fast that you just won't catch the first time around.
Well, and like every episode's kind of a parody of something. So when like they parody time travel, you're like, holy fuck, this is like the best written time travel thing or whatever.
So good. It's so good. I wasn't a fan of his speech pattern, and then I'm like, now I'm in love with Rick and Morty's speech pattern. It's just great. Yeah. I'm only like 5 episodes in or 6 episodes in, but geez, it's such a good show. So,
it's also the darkest show
It is. It's very dark. They touch on some heinous shit. Like they touch on marriages that were started too early or have lasted too long, or they just like some weird like growing up kind of stuff that you cartoons don't.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh God, I can't even wait. I can't even wait. The feeling of like awe and shock that goes through my head watching that show is just unparalleled. It is amazing. I love it. Go watch. That sounds like a plug, but if you're not watching Rick and Morty, do yourself a favor. Watch the pilot. If you don't love it, send me your $0. I will refund you your $0. So good. Speaking of money, if you guys want to donate to the show, you can donate to our show by going to justcoolenough.com, hitting the donate button. We like donations because they help us plan for things in the future. Maybe next year we can go to BlizzCon because that would be cool, right, guys? Eh?
I mean, I could have gone this year, but I just didn't like.
And I had tickets, but I ended up getting married.
Yeah, I had ways of getting there.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if we could plan for it, that'd be good. Because like I can't sneak in another marriage, you know. Like,
I mean, you could try. I see stuff on like. I see stuff on like the investigation channel and shit like that all the time about plenty of men who have secret marriages.
You watch the investigation channel? What?
On time to time? What?
What? I didn't even know there
How
was
else
a
am I
Well,
gonna
he has that TV next to his computer, and then he switches on the investigation channel, and then he accidentally gets disconnected while playing his game because some shit comes on. He's like, "We gotta watch this." Oh, disconnected. Well, I guess I have to watch.
Is that a real channel, the investigation channel?
Yeah,
it's by
the
Discovery.
channel. Yeah, it's a channel that's all about husbands who
Crime?
murder their wives.
Oh gosh.
No,
I don't know about this, Rick.
exclusively like husbands who murder their wives and try and get away with it and almost did.
That's really why Joe's moving out after today. He buried Sarah in the basement.
Oh, don't even joke about that. I love that girl.
Yeah, you're like, oh, don't even joke about that. I miss that basement.
Oh, God. If only the sump pump would kick on. No, yeah, like, I don't know. There's like a channel for everything. It's like Elmo's World over here. This is crazy. Like, I didn't know there was an investigation channel.
Did you watch Elmo's World?
Yeah, I used to watch Elmo's World. Why?
I didn't know
What's
that
wrong
was
with
a thing.
I had a guy. It was a skit in Elmo's World. You got to be there. Don't talk about Elmo's World. That's the first rule of Elmo's World.
I don't think that's the first rule. Elmo's a very open and sharing person.
Yeah, you haven't watched Elmo's World, if I could tell. Hey, I wanted to discuss this.
Elmo says that you tell people about this, I fucking kill you.
No, okay, in Elmo's World, every time you see him, he talks to his fish Dorothy, and then there's a channel about one specific thing, like the dancing channel or the investigation channel, and it's just I'm just like, what? Like, is that a real thing?
Elmo says snitches get stitches.
Jeez, Elmo. I'm sorry. Okay, so there's this thing that's happened. I had a bit of an argument with a coworker and friend about phone etiquette. I thought you guys might want to chime in on this because you're directly affected. So, like, you know how like I'll text you at inopportune times, like while you're sleeping and things
Sorry,
like that.
I can't talk right now. I got a text coming.
Oh God, it's probably me. You know how like when you get it's not like phone etiquette at the table or while you're on the podcast looking at your phone while the other guy's talking, but it's more like when you go to sleep. Do you guys put your phone on Do Not Disturb mode, or do you have like set hours for that?
I mean, I usually it's not a problem. I don't get a lot of like late night texts unless it's fucking you and shit. Which I was like, what the fuck's he doing up this fucking late? Like, fuck you, Joe. But I will do sometimes because I'm in a Google chat with 4 other people, and sometimes in like 8 in the morning when I'm trying to sleep, they'll be talking about like Battlefront for 15 fucking minutes, and I have it set so it just buzzes, but you can still hear the vibration, so I just hear bzzz, bzzz, every like couple of seconds. Bzzz. So I'll fucking turn. Luckily, like my phone's across the room, but I can reach over to my iPad and turn off notifications on my iPad and then go back to bed. So that happens occasionally. But yeah, it's usually not a problem. But if it is a problem, I'll fucking shut that shit off.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like modern phones nowadays, everybody who has a smartphone has the ability to put like do not disturb times or silence the ringer or turn
I
it
should do
off.
that.
So
For me. I'm
well,
gonna figure out. how to do that.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like you can set those times in your phone.
I
It's
don't know
not,
how.
well, just fucking Google it. Like an 11-year-old kid will teach you how to do it on YouTube. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
What you gotta do here is
Hey,
you go to settings.
this is smoke weed every day. Fuck your mom. 769. And today I'm gonna teach you. Today I'm gonna teach you how to fix your phone so that it doesn't wake you up in the morning, or so it doesn't go off during math class. Because Mrs. Hernandez does not like it when your phone goes off.
Am I right? Like, but like when I'm texting you in the morning, like it's on you. Like I feel like it's on you. It's not on me. If you're texting me, like okay, guy texts me about a car, and he texts me at 9:30 at night, but I'm already asleep because I'm a giant, like old man. So like it's 9:30. I don't have time to text back, but I wake up at 5. So I texted him back like 5:30 or so, and then I thought to myself, I wonder if this is too early. And then I thought to myself, no, fuck him. If he doesn't want to get texts at 5:30 in the morning, he should have do not disturb or his ringer turned off. Is that
my do not disturb starts at like 10 o'clock on my phone, and is every day. I automatically set it 10 o'clock p.m. until 7, maybe 8 o'clock a.m.
That's how mine is.
You just like to fucking do it at like 8:01. So, and you only seem to do it on the days that I am like off. It's like, oh, today's a national holiday. I forgot to set it because I'm used to it being on fucking do not, or I'm awake on a Tuesday, so I don't think about it. So I'm sleeping. It's like. And it's like the night, and that night just happened to be, and I'm like, oh, well, Amanda went to sleep a little earlier. She left the TV on. I'm going to put headphones in so I can sleep with some music, whatever, I go to bed.
The body pillow behind the bed.
So it's like the phone is under my pillow because the headphones are jacked into it, and so I'm like, wake up in the morning, I'm like, fuck, it's 8:01 on a fucking holiday. Why is Joe, there should be a no texting before 10 o'clock policy.
Dude, you can make that policy on your fucking phone. Not my problem. I don't get a holiday, so fuck your holiday.
Yeah, but it's like a national holiday. How do you not have Veterans Day off?
Veterans Day is a national holiday where we should honor veterans, not take the day off.
I'm Joe Cariotti. You need to know about all my fucking shit. Then tell you, hey,
and then I'm thinking,
can we move the show back 16 seconds? I'm sorry it's 5 in the morning for you, but this is very important.
That's the other part, is I'm like, okay, it's 8:01 and Joe's texting me. Whatever, I can deal with it. But then I'm thinking, well, he's texting me and Eric, and I don't know if Eric remembered to turn on his Do Not Disturb. And I can only imagine if I got to text him Joe at 5 in the morning, I would drive myself to Michigan and throw Joe in a lake and then drive back.
I'm going to wake up at 5 in the morning and I'm going to text you tonight.
Good try. It's Do Not Disturb at that point, so you can text me at 5 in the morning.
That's what I'm saying. Set up your Do Not Disturb. Not my problem. You want to relay information back and forth? This is a digital age, people.
So my parents told me when I was younger, this is old school telephones, not cell phones, you never call before 10 a.m. and you never call after 10 p.m. Because that's just rude. I think texting should follow the same kind of thing.
When do you think all my shout engine work gets done? It gets done after 10 p.m. and before 10 a.m. And we're texting.
Well, that's your problem that you didn't prioritize your time better and use it during earlier hours in the day.
No,
not my problem.
That's what I'm saying.
As you so eloquently put it.
No, it is not your problem. Exactly. So you could use it whenever you want.
Hey,
you don't have to.
Joe Cariotti's life is shit, and his wife already hates him. So he's going to text whenever he wants because he needs to make our lives shit, too.
Now,
exactly why I'm having this conversation.
The only other time that texting kind of bothers me, but this doesn't really have to do with the morning, and specifically with you, Joe, or with my friend Dan, who feel the need to have group text. It's like, hey, what do you got? I'm not gonna be on the show tonight. And I'm like, oh fuck it, whatever. I don't. My watch buzzes, my phone's on my teacher's desk. I don't have to look at it, whatever. And then Eric's like, fuck you. And then sends it back to you, so that goes to me and like, hey, and then you have this like conversation with Eric back and forth in the middle of my class. I'm like, just stop group texting.
I hate group text so much. I really, really hate them.
I feel like you're the one who initiates them, Joe. I get a group text from 2 people in my life.
Oh my god.
Dan Chaplin, And you.
What, Chappie, you asshole? What do you need a group text Ike for? I have a group. It's called Just Cool Enough. You guys are part of the group, and it's.
Well, if you just go use the forums, Joe, if you just text it on the forums, then we wouldn't have this problem.
Forums. What
That's
forums?
not my problem, Joe. You go to the forums and you make a thread there.
You'll never see it. You'll never. You guys already complained that like I'm not going to be here in the next 2 weeks. I remember, guys, and then you're like, "Fuck you! Why didn't you tell us?" I'm telling you now again for the 17th time.
I'm just glad. I think my phone stopped sending me emails at 6 o'clock every night telling me that the show's in a half hour.
That's because
But
I
I
took
have
you off
kind
the
of
show.
missed my 6:25 "Where the fuck are you?" phone calls from Joe. But you know,
Hey, how about the 6:36? Where the fuck are you? Phone calls, Mr. Laterson.
I didn't get an invite.
You got tons of invites. You have to open the chat window.
I've been
That's what
searching
people say.
for the past 20 minutes trying to find Do Not Disturb on this phone, and there ain't no fucking Do Not Disturb. So go eat all
Eric.
the dick.
You need to go on YouTube, find a 12-year-old. He's gonna help you out.
I've googled a bunch of shit, and they're always like, open these menus, and I'm like, I don't got those fucking menus.
I want to know what people's opinion. You can email us this week, next week. Joe's not going to be on the show for 3 weeks, anyways. Who gives a fuck about him anyway? But
Two
tell
weeks.
what you think is what's the phone etiquette? What phone etiquette do you use?
I need to know. I need whatever the listeners tell me. I'll listen to them because I don't trust you guys.
Because they're all like, I'm like, how do I do this on an S4? And they're like, well, for the S5, you go, like, no, I don't have that shit. Tell me how to do the S4.
Just ask any like 11, 12-year-old kid with an S4.
I'm
He
on
knows how to do it.
YouTube now. I'm watching
He's
the
gonna tell you how to
dude
be
do
awesome
some
at
shit.
Clash of Clans too. He's gonna tell you how to be elite on Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
See, when I respond to a group text that involves the Just Cool Enough crew, I like to respond at noon, maybe 3 o'clock, like even noon super early, because I'm afraid that I'll disturb Eric because I actually have a consideration for other human beings.
Yeah.
It's called consideration. What about time consideration? Like, what if I forget? If I don't text you now, it's just never gonna happen, and then I'm gonna fucking forget.
No.
Is that selfish?
No, what you do is you usually tell us 5 minutes before the show, regardless of whether or not, like you told us today that you're not going to be on next week's show.
And the show after that.
I don't know if we're gonna, should we have one next week just because of Thanksgiving and all that?
Yeah, you should. What am I gonna listen to on the plane? You guys
All
need
right.
to do the show.
Not
turned out-
our problem, Joe.
See, mine's not called Do Not Disturb. It's blocking mode because fucking androids have to do everything different.
Now, what do you do when you have to block a number? Is that different than blocking mode?
I don't know.
Are you just gonna block Joe? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm telling it to block Joe from the hours of always.
I think you'll have to set it from 1 a.m. to
Between
1
now
p.m.
and forever.
No, I've got the ability to set it always.
I understand that, and I can understand why you do that. But the
Oh,
thing is-
I've got an option that lets me allow certain contacts through. None. Or can I do custom? Everyone but Joe.
That's
This
actually an option. They built that into the phone.
It might be. It might be. It's an Easter egg, but you can use it. So I need some etiquette help, guys. So send in your thoughts and emails. And also, I wanted to pitch something while I'm gone for the next 2 weeks. I was talking with a couple of people, and I wanted to start another podcast. You ready for
So
this?
when I
Ike?
brought this up like half an hour ago and you didn't respond.
No, that was my fault.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't Ike's fault. It was my fault, guys. I didn't respond to it.
Joe, just shut up and tell us.
Okay,
Sorry,
so I
I've
wanted to
been
do a show called Just Tech Enough. No, wait. I don't even have the name nailed down yet. But basically, Just Cool Enough Tech, right? Where it's kind of like
Just cool enough.
It's kind of like Just Cool Enough, but just with tech. No, so I have kind of a write-up here, and I'm pulling it up right now. Give me just a second. So I'm gonna read it to you. You guys tell me yes or no. You ready? Just Cool Enough Tech, host of Just Cool Enough, Joe Q. Carr, puts his thinking cap on to answer questions to help listeners find the right piece of tech for their needs. Whether it's Apple or Android, computer components like processors and graphics card, or wearable tech, he will set you in the right direction. He also discusses topics
Are you going to
throughout
do
the
it in
technology.
that voice the entire time?
Yes. He
I
also
already say no because you built me a computer that's already shit and I got to rebuild it already. And last time you tried to help me fix my sound card, you broke everything.
I can't fix stupid, and it's a problem between.
I know
the user
clearly
and the
because you're
computer.
still talking. That's why.
I've been trying to fix stupid for fucking 307 episodes. It's not working. Anyway, like I was saying, he also discusses topics throughout the technology industry with expert guests. Send in your technology questions to Joe at justcoolenough.com.
I feel like this is a lame ploy to get free technology.
I don't think it's that. I think it's actually I do.
I think it's a rather smart ploy.
Yeah. First off, it's a smart ploy to get a bunch of free stuff. Second off,
So Joe, I'm looking to upgrade my computer, and I need a list for Christmas to tell people, including a new monitor. Can you help me?
Yes, I can.
Signed, anonymous, without a computer. That's
okay,
really good.
See, that's the kind of stuff I need the listeners to like. I just helped somebody build a Skylake computer today. It's gonna be fucking amazing. I'm always recommending different wearables and things like that. I mean, I'm always the person somebody's asking about it.
Do you have a phone and computer but feel like you're still not connected? Wearables. Be that asshole.
But yeah, so it's I was thinking it could be something that can tie in, and I was kind of pitching it to people. So I want to get it started with a bang though. So I need people to send in questions to Joe at justcoolenough.com. And
Bluetooth toothbrush show. Because if you don't have one, you should be able to do a text show.
I think we really
we're
need
heading through the magnetic field.
Ike's headed through the magnetic field as per usual. Or he has,
magnetic field. Hold on.
I think he sounds like the helmet in Star Wars, where it's like Atu, you know, like you're suffering from hibernation sickness.
Who are you? Somebody who loves you.
Ike, say it.
Somebody who loves you.
see? I can't see it all. Oh my god.
Really not sure what it's doing. I'm not playing anything. I didn't open anything. I've just been sitting here.
It really sounds like you're in Jabba's palace. That's terrible. I could disconnect and reconnect so we can do plugs in like 5 seconds.
No, I'm gonna do my plug like this.
Well, at least do it in like a funny way. Anyway.
Continue.
Okay, Eric, I can't listen to Ike like this. Is this a good idea, a bad idea? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, if you want to do it, do it. Like,
I don't think it's going to be a weekly thing. I think it's going to be like a monthly thing until like I get more questions and things like that. Because it's going to be really listener dependent. I really do miss having a lot of listener interaction, and I think this is a way for me to help some people out. Plus, it's like my regular 9-to-5 job is to stay on top of this shit. So I have a bunch of knowledge that I need to bring out there to the world. Maybe help some people out.
Yeah, I mean, fucking do it. If it feels good, do it.
Oh, I like that motto. Well, I'm going to do a show called If It Feels Good, Do It by Joe Carriott. Ike, is your mic fixed yet?
I don't know.
No, it's definitely not.
Okay. Well, I think it's time we stop talking about this horse shit like Nokia, and I don't remember what we talked about. I was on my phone half the time, and plug each other.
Oh, yeah.
My plug for this week, my friend Heather from my sketch group did her own. She did a sketch on her own, which was fucking bullshit. No, it's really awesome. She wrote it with a friend of hers. It's called Lily's Bush. It's really funny, and you should check it out by going to the show notes, justcoolenough.com, or you can search Lily's Bush on Funny or Die if you want.
Lily's Bush. It sounds pretty exotic. I'm gonna watch it after the show here. My plug for this week is oh god, Lily's Bush has started. It's in my ears. Okay, I have to turn that off. My plug. Yeah, you're doing it wrong if you get Lily's Bush in your ears.
I don't know. Maybe you are.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, we'll see. My plug for your mic's still messed up, Ike. My plug for this week is a rap group called Run the Jewels. Holy shit, they're awesome. I haven't listened to.
For a second there, I thought you were gonna a new up and coming rap group named Run DMC. I don't know if you've heard of these. Have you heard of these guys?
He has some fresh new noises.
Yeah, they have some really awesome songs. And I don't know if you've heard of them. They've got a few. I'm a big fan of Sucker MCs, but yeah, they have a number of different new. They are a brand new song groups, some songsters.
So, Run the Jewels, they're awesome. They only have one like real album out, and then. But you gotta listen to them. They're great. If you like hip hop at all, rap at all, you'll love this shit. It's good. It's really good. I haven't heard like legit stuff I liked in so long, and I heard this stuff, and it was like my ears were just. I was like, oh, this is it. I finally found something that's good again. So if you guys have any suggestions, like I can't remember the last time I was like, I need to turn the bass up in my car because I've been listening to like classical music and stuff for so long, and that doesn't require a lot of bass. But this was just like, oh, this system needs to listen to this shit. So anyway, Run the Jewels, check it out. They're fucking awesome.
Speaking of cars, I've been burning podcasts onto CDs so I can listen to them in car rides.
What happened to your invention?
Well, it doesn't. The FM tuner thing, it doesn't have there's like this weird buzzing with it and stuff like that, and but only really with like podcasts do I notice it because of just the way they're mixed and they're talking and they're not music. It's just fine for music. But.
LA is so shitty for FM transmitters because there's so many radio stations there.
Yeah.
Even Detroit is a top 10.
I switched radio stations because for a while I was listening to the alternative station, which when you're in the car once a week is fine for like 20 minutes, whatever. But when you're in it daily, constantly, for significant periods of time, it's the same fucking 5 songs over and over again, and I got so tired. So I switched to the classic rock station, and I was like, this is great. I've been driving for 2 weeks. I've not heard the same song twice.
More than a feeling.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I know. I bet you did. Now, before Eric builds the city on rock and roll, Ike, what do you have to plug this week? Please work.
Of course it will work. I don't know what I'm going to plug. I'm just going to keep changing between your name and Eric's name, I think. I'm going to plug Twitter.
Okay, go...
All of it. Just all of Twitter.
To tweet things on Twitter.com.
You go to Twitter. Just tweet.
I've never heard a plug that was so phoned in before. That was just the worst. Everyone go tweet things.
So my plug this week is go check out Cho'Gall. If you have a friend you like playing Heroes of the Storm, go play Cho'Gall if you have one.
I like Cho'Gall, and I like somebody who has Cho'Gall.
I played Cho'Gall way too much last night because apparently everyone on the internet wanted me to give it to them. So I went to them all night long.
I was playing with a friend, and what's interesting about Cho'Gall is he's 2 characters. He's Cho and Gull, and they combine the names to Cho'Gall in the story. But in the actual Heroes of the Storm game, what they do is they combine your 2 names. So I was playing with my friend Sean, whose battle ID was like Yano, and I was Dunkor. So our name was Yanakor. So we were a unicorn. We were unicorn.
A unicorn.
We were Yanakor. Yeah.
Just seriously though, Cho'Gall from Heroes of the Storm. That's the shit I love that Blizzard's doing. I gotta gush a little bit here. So there's tons of MOBAs out there, but like Blizzard's bringing it. Like they have weird, awesome characters, and this is the cool shit that I love to see in Blizzard games, and the fact that they've got the balance pretty much right off the bat.
I was a little sad because I was literally 2 wins away from getting the Halloween like portrait. And I was like, I can do that later. And then like when I came back yesterday, it was like, hey, the new ones play 4 games and win money. I was like, fuck, I was so close.
I know, me too. I was seriously close to that too, and because I lost so many games in a row, and then Motive taught us how to play, and then I started winning games finally, and I needed like 2 wins. Same thing, man. Fucking same thing. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you talk to everyone about the show if you're not donating already.
Talk to everyone at the party and say goodbye.
Yes, exactly. Just don't even say goodbye. Just leave.
Irish goodbye this.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, shoutengine.com, they're the guys, including myself and Chris over there, we're the guys who give you a podcast for free in under 5 minutes. Go check out shoutengine.com. Just Cool Enough is hosted on shoutengine.com, and it's fucking good. It's a really good way to host your own podcast, and we got some big things coming down the line. So